Well, I think we're going to see you very soon.
They come in, they do their training on site, so they use the site for training.
Hi, my name's Avril Kirby. I'm the manager of Brookwood Cemetery. Today we have Surrey Day and we've got the High Sheriff here. It's his first stop. So we've shown him a lovely display from our chapel and hopefully he'll visit the Americans. But first of all, this cemetery, it's his first time in the cemetery. It's a fantastic site. Opened in 1854, still a working cemetery, arboretum of redwood trees, beautiful flora and fauna, and it's got a wealth of wildlife. So we've shown him all the display that we've got in the chapel, we've given him guides, and we hope that he'll return on his visit.
My name is Gail and I work for the American Battle Monuments Commission. We are the American agency that looks after all of the US war graves outside of the United States. We were first established in 1923 after the First World War, and it was actually put into American law that we would exist and the American war dead outside of the States would be looked after. We are a First World War cemetery in Brookwood and we have 468 burials, and on our wall of the missing we have 564 names. And we remember the Americans that died within the UK or the surrounding waters during the First World War. The families were given a choice to repatriate or to leave with their loved ones with their comrades in arms, and our cemetery is a result of the ones that were chosen to leave them with their comrades in arms. Next this morning we will be taking the High Sheriff through to have a look at the graves in the American cemetery. Everything's starting to move.
Rehearsing for D-Day, and a lot of Americans died in that accident. And after that, then the room got...
There were an average of 12 funerals a week took place within our chapel for the Commonwealth. Yeah. So one of the things that me and my colleagues down at eggs, so egg runs, they had asked specifically requested that they wanted to start eggs. So they were doing a lot of people say why do you only want to say it's
But they managed to do it.
But it's good. I'm saying it's nothing that the generations were doing.
We've just finished the first leg of our tour on Surrey Day at the Brookwood Cemetery. We've been to the civilian cemetery first of all, and then the American cemetery, and we've just seen and heard about the SOE operations across Europe as well. So a great learning curve, a great opportunity, and I recommend this for anybody to come and have a look around this wonderful space and to learn a bit about history.
Too far away to be too impressive.
It came over us, didn't it?
Yeah, we saw the red arrows.
Oh, fantastic. So this memorial is for those that were lost in the Second World War, and it was predominantly during operations from bases here in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
So it's not for everyone who was missing from the Air Force, but it's from bases in the United Kingdom plus North and Western Europe. So they served in all sorts of units, so bomber, fighter, coastal, transport, flying training and maintenance command.
So are you, because there's the new bomber...
There's gentlemen that visit whose fathers are on this memorial, so it really is a very much kind of living memory for so many people. So what we're trying to do is capture those 20,000 stories, but also the rest of the stories that we hold. So the memorial itself is in date order. So it starts in 1939 at the beginning there and works its way on. So that's why there are some exceptions.
the cathedral.
Yeah, so you've got the chapel with it, and you've got the end psalm in it. So yeah, it's got and then
Hi, I'm Megan. And I'm Tilly. And we have just shown the High Sheriff around the Runnymede Air Forces Memorial for Surrey Day. We've been sharing some stories of the 20,000 men and women that commemorated here on this memorial and is today looked after by the Commonwealth War Graves Commission.
So one of the incredible stories we've been talking about today is the story of Noor Inayat Khan. She was part of the Special Operations Executive, one of the only women to be part of it, and she was incredibly brave, and it's always an honour to be able to tell her story. Happy Surrey Day!
So you've got this really ancient landscape with bits from everything. So I don't need station there at all. Literally nothing. So you do evening concerts there, don't you? Yes. So we haven't got concert planned this year. But we've got theatre. Open air theatre. 4 different things.
over there.
It's a little
They are fantastic.
with things like keys and symbolism.
Stars on this one.
I'm not trying to push on anything other than just somebody saying.
So we're waiting for him to stick this. We kind of pointed out.
Hey, could we just send Peter?
Here we are on Surrey Day. This is quite a big moment for me as the current High Sheriff of Surrey. There's been High Sheriffs for over 1,000 years, but very importantly for High Sheriffs of Surrey, here the signing of the Magna Carta was actually witnessed by a previous High Sheriff of Surrey. So it's a great honour for me to be here today on Surrey Day.
And what we have left, our best meadows, is down there.
So you actually don't want to have too many people there.
That's exactly it. That's what's a bit vulnerable. So you don't want to make it a must-see, but at the same time, you want to
You don't want it to be missed.
exactly, and to young people. So you can only really read it as a reflection in the water.
Oh yes,
So if you come over here, right, and then you stand here, it starts there with no thing there, and then essentially you walk around this way.
I think what the artist was trying to get across is the fragility of this kind of idea.
Hey, hold it there for a few minutes.
Doesn't look like much, but it's a really serious.
I love
It's
it.
awesome.
Beautifully done.
Probably the kind of thing you usually find in a church or a cathedral or something that's out here. I'm not sure what they are.
Yeah, they are. They
But it
can,
definitely
aren't they?
looked like that.
And then there's the wing too.
Part of the High Sheriff's responsibility is to help the judiciary and support them in the work they do. That includes the judges, the prison services and the police authority. I'm here with Jamie, who will tell us a little bit about this gate.
Hi, so we're at Runnymede, National Trust Runnymede, and we've just come to the end of a heritage lottery process, which included the installation of this gate at the base of the Kennedy Memorial. This was created by a master craftsman, and he was working with young offenders in prison to actually create this. And the feedback from the young offenders was absolutely brilliant, and they really loved it. Yeah, it's done this around about 7 or 8 years ago with there was an American senator who was visiting, and he wanted to plant something, and I was saying, well, we need to plant this, and I think the general manager at the time came up and planted it. It was someone who knew John Kennedy, and was about to retire from the Senate, American senator, and I got them a Glastonbury rose, so that flowers twice. This one was the last one to be built, so I think this is our second summer. So it's very, very new. One of my
He's smiling as well.
Good boy. Good boy, Kenny.
Good, well done.
pinnacle and all that sort of stuff in the middle.
And they just, of course, they made absolute fortunes. It's smashed by the Vandals. The whole ground floor. Come to get to that thing. It was owned by a Chinese person. He just said, I just bought it.
A massive, genuine thank you from me to all of you for being here today and for celebrating Surrey Day and for bringing the sunshine as well.
Can I say thank you, first of all, Mark and his team for organising today, and Chris. I mean, every year Surrey Day gets that little bit better, and it's not just the weather, it's the people. And Sarah and I have been to 4 different venues, all of which we've been to before. But today there was a special glow about where we've been to Vineyard, we've been to Hazelmere, where half the population was out on the village green with a Spitfire both on the ground and flying over. And it really was so special. I think that during this week, which has been very, very special in my mind, and very much of a obviously historical essence. But thinking back to last year with the D-Day commemoration, it's got the same sort of feeling of communities coming together, and we do need our communities coming together and being together. So well done to you all. It's been a lovely day. And well done, Mark, for dreaming it up, no doubt in your bar. And it's been such a special day. And thank you, Doyle Carte, for taking your ground to the amazing of us. It's hugely appreciated. So I think for Doyle Carte, we should.
And at the end of the day, we've all been really busy. So it's just a lovely time for you to relax, have a cup of tea and some cake. Always fixes everything in today. To the High Sheriff, I hope you've had a lovely day.
A wonderful day, thank you very much.
And to all of you, I mean, we started working on this last July, August, as soon as this one finishes. And so thank you for everyone who made the podcast happen, which is on at 6 o'clock tonight. So,
listen in your car on the way home.
and particularly to Sheila and Andy for opening up your beautiful house and garden to share on Sunday this year. So yeah, huge round of applause.